Yo, what's good, y'all? You know, I had to make this video because it just hit me, and I'm thinking like, yo, could this be the problem? Yo, could the astrology be the problem why your relationships don't work out, bro? Just let that sit. Think real quick, bro. Listen, fam. Using astrology to get to know somebody is really not getting to know them at all. You're trying to predict what a person is or who they are before you even get a chance to even know them. If you think about it, bro. When you want to get to know somebody, you ask some questions, bro. Sis, you gotta get to know somebody. You gotta talk to them. What's your favorite color? Where you from? What's your names? How you been? Where you grew up at? Who your parents? You don't ask those questions. It's crazy. We feel like those are naive questions, but the most naive question you can ask somebody is, what is their zodiac sign? Think about it, bro. And you be like, I want to use discernment, but how you using discernment? Discernment comes with having faith. Come with faith. Faith comes with not knowing what you're about to step into it, and hope, but having hope that things will work out. That means you're giving it to God to figure everything out that you don't know. If you're going about it in a way where it's like, I'm gonna put my best foot forward. I don't know what's gonna come out of this, but I got faith, and hope everything turns out. That's like getting to know somebody. You don't really know who a person is, but you definitely don't know when you use the astrology sign. Because if I think I know you already before I get to even know who you are, bro, how am I getting to know you? That's rude and that's wild, disrespectful. Oh, you this sign. Oh, so that means you like this, that, and the third. And I ain't even know you for a whole three seconds. And I'm telling you about yourself before you even get a chance to explain yourself or get to open up. Think about it, bro. Like, come on. And it caught me because you know what really caught me is the fact that I've been in a relationship with somebody who the horoscope said that I wasn't even compatible with at all. How could that relationship last that long? It don't make sense. Maybe that was the reason why, but at the same time, it's like it takes away your discernment. Intuition comes about with you knowing things without knowing them. So when you step in a situation at the end of the day, your intuition only is gonna kick in because you you're going off of what you don't know. Just the instinct, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you don't have no discernment when it comes to using that stuff at the end of the day. Like I said, it comes from faith. But I think I know you already at the end of the day. That's not give you a chance to even, for me to get to know you or for you to even express yourself in a way. Even if you did, I'm telling you, listen, that's not what the horoscope said. No, it says you're this. So that's you. How you tell somebody that though? Think about it. If you met somebody, right, and they're like, yo, what's your sign? Hey, man, if you met somebody before you even ask, I get to know each other, everything's going well, the night's going great, and they don't want to ask you, yo, what's your zodiac sign? You say, hey, me, I'm a so-called Cancer, right? I'm a Cancer. Oh, Cancer's is sensitive. Cancer's in third, and they dub me, or they just totally dismiss who I truly am and just go based upon that. I'm gonna feel like, wow, that was kind of rude. Like, you never give me a chance to open up. No, you don't have to. I know you already. Because Cancer's like this, and like that, like that. Like, come on, bro. Like, really, though. And it works because you're living in that realm at the end of the day. You feel me? So if I take on this persona and you take on that persona, of course it's gonna so-called work. At the end, that's only because we put on this persona and these masks get to know each other. But in reality, bro, that's not who we are. That's who we portray to be. You. That's who you believe you are. That belief based upon your experience. You can be whoever you want to be, bro. And everybody got the characteristics of everything. Everything's possible with anybody. To change is inevitable. Change happens every day. So how could you stick somebody to one thing when they're able to change at any given time? You can be who you want, but you take these things and you make us lazy of getting a grow. It's like, I'm just like this. Yo, I'm a Sagittarius, so I'm like this. That don't mean you can't change? No, because it says and then this horoscope say I'm like this, I'm like that. That's some excuse. We grown. We too grown for that, bro. We are way too grown for that. We adults, bro. We can't be moving like that. You know what I mean? You remember before you got your friends on horoscopes and stuff like that? All of y'all got, like, for me personally, bro, I basically say I got along with everybody. None of that ever really mattered, bro. You had to, cause you know why? Cause you had to learn. You was forced to get to know people at the end of the day, and you was forced to even certain situations deal with people that you didn't even like, cause that's how life works. It's not about you or if y'all don't like each other. It's about the betterment of the environment or the group or the situation at the end of the day. First of all, like even in a relationship is only going to work out because two people put their best foot forward and they take the pros and cons, they work it out. Like everybody got baggage with them. Y'all just work it out and you just deal with it. You can make it work. Force it to work. I be forcing people be forcing the wrong things. Or you can't force your relationship to work out. Now don't get me wrong, certain things don't need to be forced, but work it out. Put the work in and the effort in and it'll work out. I guarantee you. If you work with people at your job every day that you don't even like, don't even know, don't even want to know or have a chance to get to know them, even outside of work. Y'all clock out, it's like on a job, y'all get along so well, you would think that y'all, for me, but it's only for the basis of the money and to get the job done so you can get these hours in, they get this money, so you clock out and whew, damn. Y'all don't have no intentions to talk. That was so cool. How come y'all don't talk outside of work? Sometimes it's some people that you do. But you know, the whole company, you know, they have to work together for a common cause. It's work. You get paid for to do this. It's an obligation to do that. So you can put your project aside and work with somebody that you don't have nothing in common with, that you don't work with. That's how life is, and that's how relationships work. When you use horoscope, bro, at the end of the day, it takes away all of that, bro. Because like, speaking of your resume, you use a resume. You read this resume of somebody, like, all right, they're not qualified. How would you know if they didn't have to work? And it was, you got to give them a chance to work and show they what's the name? Don't get me wrong, a lot of people do mess up, and this is the real reason why we do that, because we don't want no more people coming in and messing up. You know, we got to just use discernment between how to read people, read ourselves in situations. But we got to go through that sometimes. You know how many jobs thought I was qualified for that they didn't qualify me for, so I had to lie on my resume to show them that. I didn't know the job at all. I just gave them the resume. I tweaked the resume, gave them that because that's what they wanted. Boom. And I did the job, but deep down, I didn't know what I was doing at all. I mean, for real though, it's like you putting on a mask, you faking it to make it. At the end of the day, you can't keep using these horoscopes to get to know people. You're grown adults now. You cannot be using those. Get to know somebody, ask them questions, and give the benefit of the doubt, bro. Because you got your ways too, and everybody got baggage that they bring. Everybody getting baggage to baggage claim at the end of the day. So, you know, y'all work it out. Y'all sort through y'all own baggage with each other, remove what y'all don't need, lighten the load. Y'all carry that together at the end of the day. Well, horoscope, it's like, yo, bro, if this person was another sign, I'm not sign, and it says that we not compatible, you think it's true because you think you believe it because it's true. It's only true because you believe it. I think it's called the placebo effect, where they had a look it up. I forgot what it was called. I think that's what it was called, but I could be wrong. That might not be the name of it, but I'm about to explain it so y'all can get an idea of what I'm talking about. But it was a situation where this guy, he did an experiment on horoscopes, and he called, like, I think like a couple of different horoscope zodiac signs, and they all came, and he separated them. He talked to them. He said he's going to get them a description on their horoscope, describe who they are. But none of them spoke to each other, so he gave them all paper, and all of them said that it was correct. But what all of them did not know is that all those people said the same thing. All of them agreed. Wow, this is me. And at the end, I think he brought them back in the room and told them, like, listen, I gave you all the same sheet. You believe what you want to believe, bro. And a lot of us gravitate to us because we really don't know ourselves. We think we can know ourselves through that, but really, we really losing ourselves, bro. You are not a celestial star. I mean, astrological um, constellation in the sky, bro. We are human beings, bro. Those zodiac signs is a constellation up in the sky, and we looking up to know ourselves, and we gotta look within to know ourselves. That's what the Bible teaches. So I'm not gonna go too deep in that. We're not gonna do that at the end of the day. You feel me? I'm not gonna do it. But we also give a lot of people passes to be shitty people when we do that, and we put that same image on other people. If you get hurt by one zodiac sign, you'll take it out on the whole sign. Everyone that's under that sign, you'll take it out on them. I won't date no more of this sign because we don't get along. Basically saying everyone's the same, which they're not. Get to know someone. Everyone's slightly different. In fact, everyone's a whole lot different from each other. But we all have, at the same time, we all have the characteristics of human beings. We're all emotional. We all feel with different emotions at the end of the day. We all go through those emotions. Angry, sad, joyful, glad, envy. We all feel all those emotional personalities. We all go through different personality traits. You know, we all change. Like I said, just got to get to know people. At a certain age, we will figure ourselves out and be stuck in a certain way to where we can actually, deal with people because we become stable and who we want to be. It's not who you are, it's who you want to be, you choose to be, because you can be anybody in the world. But the Zodiac thing is really stopping us from getting to know each other. Am I bugging out? And it'll work for you. And if it did, okay, you know what I mean? I'm not knocking it, but at the same time, bro, it is taking away a lot of discernment, bro. At the end of the day, and it's taking away the faith. It's taking away the opportunity to get to know somebody genuinely just by asking them that question and stuff like that. You want to get straight to you want to crop out all the bad and keep it good and try to have perfect relationships. Well, all relationships go through its trial and error. It don't work like that. It don't, bro. You're never gonna have a perfect relationship. You just gotta figure out what works for you and how much you're able to handle. And you know what I mean? And that's just that. But I ain't knocking nobody that look up zodiacs and horoscopes and stuff. I used to do that to realize like I can't keep living under that microscope of you like this, that, and the third. I want to create my own stuff. I don't need nothing else outside of me telling me who I am. You are who you are. Go within yourself and figure out who you are. Real though. And not to be funny, this is why the Bible teaches you not to get all biblical and stuff like that. That's probably one of the most powerful books. Like every inspiration quote came from that book. Everyone, to believe it or not. If you read the book, most people that down and don't even believe in it. So people gonna think I'm on some religious stuff. I'm really not. I just read the book for knowledge and wisdom. That book got all the knowledge and wisdom in it. But tell me if I'm bugging out. Horoscope stuff is like, and it is weird. You ever got in a relationship when they say you was compatible with and it didn't work out? Because you taken away from that person. You gotta hold that person accountable. It ain't because that person Sag or Aries or Libra or whatever. And because that person is a shitty person. That person needs to do some work and take some accountability. That's it. Now you don't want to talk to nobody of that sign when actually the person it could be a different person of that sign, but you will never know just by using that. Get rid of the whole thing entirely. It's not how you get to know someone. Let's do the old school way. Let's start asking questions. Let's go on genuine dates to get to know each other. Hey, what's your South at? What's your favorite color? What do you like to get into? What do you like to eat? What's your dislikes? Well, you know what I mean? Yeah, basically. That's just how I feel, bro. You're watching tarot cards to figure out certain stuff, and that's taking away your discernment too, because you're trying to figure out tomorrow. Tomorrow not even here. For real though. It throws you off. It's telling you stuff that's not even real. You make it real in your head. You're gonna believe what we want to believe, bro. And ain't nobody can tell us nothing. Don't believe me? Try it. Let somebody try to tell you about yourself. Human beings are stubborn. You're scared of what we don't know. This is why we gravitate to all those things. You're scared because that means you're scared to have faith at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Just to go about life, because you can't control everything. You can't know everything in the world. Too much knowledge gives you anxiety. They say the most intelligent people, it brings them much sorrow and grief because they know so much. Who gonna live their life like that, bro? It's like carefree people just, call them naive you want, but at the end of the day, living life free. I'm figuring out as I go, and they let things be the way they are at the end of the day. I'm trying to figure everything out at the end of the day. You don't need to figure everything out. Everything out was figured out before you even got here. Or you driving yourself crazy and anxiety because you figure everything out, and do what you can. There's certain things that you need to be aware of, but not everything in the world. But you don't even know every single detail. And then back in the days, relationships worked out. Your grandma, your grandpa worked out. They had probably argued like crazy to the point where like they fought. Grandma throwing shoe at him. He's spending the night out for days, and they arguing. And you like, how are they still together? Because they worked, they accepted each other's stuff. Because they're like, even though they argue, like, you know what? I ain't nothing. I ain't shit. You ain't shit. Not like that, but it's like, they humble enough to be like, you know what? I'm just a human being. We all make mistakes, and like, I can be mad at you. You can be mad at me. That's what it is. But you don't have to deal with that stuff, bro. It's challenging us to grow, to be able to accept somebody for who they are and deal with their flaws. Because really now we're not really dealing with their flaws. We're dealing with our flaws. Because our capacity to not able to deal with other human beings is something that we have to work on. Because nothing's that hard to deal with at the end of the day. Especially with another person, it's not even your problem. How is it? How you making another person's problem your problem? You should be able to deal with that with ease. When we get frustrated with dealing with all other people, it's not the person, it's you. You want everything to be sugar coated and this perfect paint a picture and everything be set out for us. Life don't work out like right. Work with struggle, but you grow the most when you go through the hard times. So all the stuff you went through, it made you the better person. Believe though, if everything was all good, you wouldn't grow, and you would get very frustrated. You ever been in your comfort zone till it got uncomfortable? That's how you know everything's all good. It's like something missing. You know why? Because you're not challenging yourself to do anything better. You know what I mean? We had to learn how to deal with each other in this world, and then the best way to learn how to deal with each other is to deal with each other, face to face. No phones, no horoscopes, zodiac sign. You don't gotta look into the psychic world to figure this out. That's what people who are scared and insecure, and they went through stuff, and they tired of trying to figure out on their own because like them scared them. You went through something that scared you to even step out there. To even I had anxiety for so long, but I stayed stuck in a box. Why I didn't want to come out. Now I'm out there in the world and I'm moving by faith. I got God on my side, so I started reading the Bible, so that helps me personally. If I would tell anybody, I would tell anybody pick that book up, pray, and talk to God, ask Him to give you the signs. Because if you would try any of that other stuff, why not give that a try? Everything you give everything a try, but that. That's what make you pick it up. Everybody want to give everything else a try except for that, and that's the only book that talks about God, the one God that created us all. We didn't come from all these different places and aliens and Anunnaki and there's so many narratives, bro. We have to put the phone down, bro. We got to put this stuff down and deal with life and live life. Outside of this stuff, you go outside, that stuff don't exist until you run into people that believe the same thing you believe in. Y'all talking. But I know I got caught up and talk about flat Earth and all. Who cares, bro? Who cares about any of that stuff? Who cares, bro? Bro, the whole purpose is the love, bro. That is so simple, but it's hard at the same time. It's not hard to love someone else when you love yourself. At the end of the day, treat people how you want to be treated. Just put yourself in people's shoes. How do you want to be treated? It's simple, and just treat people like that. And don't accept people that treat you the way you don't want to be treated. And at the same time, learn to love them and forgive them because they don't know. If you know better, you'll do better. So you're mad at people that don't know better. You know how you know? Because you know better. And you know not to do that. So if they knew not to do that, they wouldn't act like that. So why would you get mad? We all are a reflection of ourselves. When we're looking at each other, we're mirroring each other without even knowing that. We're all human beings living on this planet together, bro. It's just that this individuality is causing us to, think we're different. And it's a physical body that we got. We look at each other, we look different, we got the different things, but we all the same at the same time. We all get the free will to do what we want. You know what I mean? But like I said, I was, getting off a little bit off topic, but as far as like, let's go to the Zodiac thing, bro, like, come on, bro. And then when you look at the natal chart, you find out that I used to study it. I used to do people natal charts, and I got confused even more. Break it down. The moon, the sun, the Venus, everybody got every single sign, every single chart, everybody. The placements is different, but you have all the same attributes as anyone else. It's just that the sun rose at a certain time when you was born. All it is where the sun was at in the sky when you was born. You take on those attributes. You take on those attributes. You can change who you are at any given moment, bro. You choose to hold on to like pick and choose, but as we grow, we start to pick up things, habits and stuff like that, and we make it us. And we think that's us, and we think we can't change. You can change. It's just hard to change when we become stubborn because it's easy for me to be. If that thing says I'm this way, I'm quiet, reserved, and I built myself to be like that because of what I went through, or because we're reading that, and it could be somewhat true, even if it is. You control your own fate. You can change at any given time, bro, and so can anybody else. So you cannot use that as a template to get to know each other. That's my whole point. And if it's hard to do it without that, that's how much you rely on it and how lazy you are as a human being to actually get to know another human being, bro. That's it. For real, though. We judging each other based upon what we think we know about each other. Grandiose. Right? We think we know so much. All the knowledge that we gain, it makes our egos inflate at the end of the day. So we think we know so much, and to the point where I think we know people, and then it don't even work out for us at the end of the day. You clashing with people, and then you think everybody's supposed to see things the way you see it because for some reason out of 7 million, billion, 8 billion people in the world, you figured it out. You. That's crazy, so you better stop being so grandiose. We gotta stop this because he even killed Jesus. He was one of the greatest human beings in the world. For real, though. Look what they did to him. He didn't do anything. He didn't judge anybody or none of that. But I'm saying, though, you're supposed to judge, but judge with righteousness in your heart at the end of the day. You don't judge to condemn people. You judge people to help them fix themselves and help them grow. Because we all need some type of criticism to grow. You know what I mean? But I noticed that thing hindered me and my growth. Like with the Zodiac thing, you know what I mean? And you can say you are what you are. I'm just saying, yes, correct, okay. Can you change? So you basically saying you're not able to change or you're not willing to change. Challenge yourself at the end of the day. You know what I mean? That's messing people's relationships up. For real though. Get to know somebody truly and genuinely. That's just how I feel, right now. I'm just going off for a tangent right now. I'm just speaking. But I was just thinking about that. I'm like, I was in a relationship with somebody who they said I'm not compatible with for 13 years. And maybe the fact that we was going off of that, or I was going off of that, made it so because actions speak louder than words. I would just think that. I could think that all I want, but if we was in that relationship for that long, think about it. Really though. Feel me? So, yeah. Time to step it up. We are grown, bro. We have to learn how to learn ourselves. That's by going to the world, using our own judgment. You know what I mean? Backed by God. That's all you need. You know what I mean? Really though. But yeah, y'all tell me what y'all think. But that's just something I was just thinking about. If I'm wrong, you know what I mean? Challenge me in the comments or something like that. Whatever the case may be. We can talk about it. But what I'm basically saying is, if that's right, you use that. Okay, cool, whatever. You're depending on something outside of yourself to help you grow. When the growth is the thing itself. You don't trust yourself enough to actually get to know someone or anything like that. Really though. For real though. Y'all stay blessed though. I'll let you boy.